Segregation started almost immediately after Reconstruction and slavery had ended. In 1877, after Northern troops left the South, many Southern Democrats began passing what were to be known as Jim Crow laws, that were named after a popular racial caricature at the time. These laws segregated buses, trains, restaurants, cities, water fountains, and schools based on race. In 1894, these laws were upheld by the infamous court case Plessy v. Ferguson, where it was found that these laws were constitutional provided that the facilities were separate but equal. Many of these facilities were certainly not equal. The separate but equal decision fueled the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s, ultimately leading to the Supreme Court case Brown v. Board of Education. This Supreme Court case resulted with the unanimous decision to desegregate the schools around the country. And this takes us to Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where Kimberly Brandon grew up.
I knew them at my grandmother's house in North Carolina. She had a housekeeper. I was in fourth grade, and they brought the kids from the all-black school, which was Scarborough Valley, to our school the year before they were going to be integrated to come. I'm not sure what exactly the schedule was. I don't remember if they were there for a few weeks or a week, but they came and it was a big celebration. And the kids in my school, which is Willowbrook, were briefed, if you will, and told that these kids are coming and it was going to be a wonderful thing and we were going to have new friends and that we were assigned, we buddied up and we hosted these kids and showed them the school, and it was great. We were very excited about it. I rode the bus to school, and for some reason our bus on the first day of school, and it was my first day of fifth grade, was late a little bit. So I was, we were the last bus to get to school. And I remember walking into my fifth grade classroom, and everybody was already seated, and the class was arranged with desks in pairs, two desks pushed together. You were going to get a partner. And I remember this little girl, I knew her, Karen Boyd, came running up to the front of the room just as I was coming in and said, "There's only one seat left, and it's with the black girl. And you have to sit with her." And I remember just taking a deep breath and saying, okay. So I went and sat, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Do you remember if it was a boy or a girl?
It was a girl, Beverly Brown. Beverly Brown, and we became very good friends. And I don't know why they did this to this poor girl, but she was the only black child in our class. And I know she was uncomfortable. So, I was nice to her, and we really became very good friends. The schools did get integrated, but the community really was segregated. I mean, there were neighborhoods, a couple of neighborhoods. They're still there in Clemson, but they're kind of being driven out now by apartments going in. But when I left, Clemson was 1980. So in 79 and 80, I was the senior in college, and your father was the city planner. And there were neighborhoods in that town that still did not have running water, that still did not have plumbing, that still did not have toilets. And so part of his job was getting construction grants from the Environmental Protection Agency to put in plumbing, modern plumbing in these neighborhoods. And this is 1979 and 1980, and that's atrocious, but they did go in. And And we're not talking sewer, we're talking outhouses, not septic tanks, outhouses. I think that was horrible.
Sadly, not everyone's experience with desegregation went as well as hers, especially in cases such as the Little Rock Nine of Arkansas, where the National Guard had to be called in just to make sure they could get to their classes. And it could be said that the issues surrounding segregation and how we handled the desegregation is felt more today than the effects of slavery itself. And when we look back at these times, we must understand that what happened then still affects us today, as we see with the Ferguson and Baltimore riots currently.